In a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and fragrant meadows, there lived a woman named Clara, the dressmaker. Her home was small but inviting, filled with the scent of fresh tea and the gentle hum of her sewing machine. Clara was known throughout the village, not just for her skill, but for the kindness she stitched into every garment. It was said that her dresses could bring out the best in anyone who wore them. Clara's day began before the dawn. As the first light crept over the horizon, she sat by her window, a steaming cup of tea warming her hands. She watched the world awaken, the rustling leaves, the distant call of a rooster, the slow unfolding of soft golden sunlight. This was her favorite time, a moment of quiet before the day's work began. Her shop, though modest, sparkled with color. Bolts of fabric lined the shelves, deep blues, vibrant reds, gentle pastels. Buttons of every shape and size, gleaming in little jars, waited to be chosen. Clara's fingers were deft and sure as she worked, her needle dancing through cloth as if guided by invisible music. She listened to her customers' stories, their hopes, their worries, and somehow wove a piece of their hearts into every dress she made. One morning, just as she was sketching a new design, the bell above Clara's door jingled. In stepped a young girl named Sophie, her face shadowed with worry. Sophie was to attend her sister's wedding in a week's time, but the family had little to spare. She needed a dress, something beautiful but affordable, and she had come to Clara in hope. Clara greeted Sophie with a warm smile and a gentle touch. She invited her to sit, offering a cup of tea, and listened as Sophie spoke of her sister's wedding. Her excitement mingled with anxiety. Clara asked Sophie to close her eyes and imagine how she wanted to feel that day: joyful, confident, radiant. As Sophie described her dream, Clara began to see the dress in her mind's eye. Soft sky blue silk, a skirt that swayed like a summer breeze, delicate lace at the sleeves. Over the next few days, Sophie returned to Clara's shop, each time a little less anxious, her laughter a little brighter. Clara measured, cut, and stitched, her hands moving with purpose. She asked Sophie about her favorite flowers, her happiest memories, even her worries. With each answer, Clara added a small detail: a tiny embroidered daisy at the hem, a ribbon the color of sunlight, a pocket hidden in the folds, because every girl needs a safe place for her secrets. Word of Clara's kindness spread through the village like the scent of fresh bread. Mothers brought their daughters, brides came with their mothers, and sometimes someone simply wandered in for a cup of tea and a kind word. Clara never turned anyone away. She believed that everyone deserved to feel special, to see themselves at their best. But Clara's own story was more complicated. She had once dreamed of becoming a famous designer in the city, her creations paraded down grand avenues and admired by the world. But when her parents passed away, she returned home to care for her younger brother, giving up her dreams for family. Sometimes, when the shop was quiet and the moon hung high, Clara wondered what her life might have been if she'd chosen differently. Still, she found joy in the laughter that filled her little shop, in the friendships she'd sewn together like patches in a quilt. The day before the wedding, Sophie returned for her final fitting. She slipped into the dress, her eyes brimming with tears as she gazed in the mirror. For the first time, she saw herself not as a worried little sister, but as someone strong, beautiful, and ready to take on the world. Clara stood behind her, quietly smoothing the fabric, her heart full. "Thank you, Clara," Sophie whispered. "This is more than a dress. It's a piece of happiness." Clara smiled, a gentle warmth in her eyes. "Remember, Sophie, it's not the dress that makes you special. It's you." As Sophie left, the sun set behind the hills, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose. Clara sat by her window, her own heart light. She may not have become a famous designer, but she had woven something more valuable: a sense of belonging, a touch of magic, a reminder that even the smallest kindness can transform a life. Over the years, Clara's reputation grew. Villagers would travel for miles to visit her shop, drawn by the stories of her generosity and the beauty of her work. She made dresses for every occasion, for weddings and christenings, for birthdays and farewells. Each dress was unique, crafted not just to fit the body, but to comfort the soul. Clara never grew rich, but she was surrounded by wealth of another kind. Neighbors brought her fresh eggs and fruit from their orchards. Children left wildflowers on her doorstep. Friends gathered in her kitchen for tea and laughter. Even on her loneliest days, Clara knew she was part of something larger, a tapestry of lives woven together by kindness. Sometimes, on quiet evenings, she would open her old sketchbook and draw new designs, imagining the life she might have lived. Yet she never regretted her choice. In the faces of her friends and neighbors, in the joy her work brought to others, she found purpose and peace. Years passed, and the village changed, but Clara's little shop remained, a beacon of warmth and welcome. When she grew too old to hold a needle, she taught the children of the village to sew, passing on her skills and her gentle wisdom. She told them that every stitch was a promise, every button a memory, and every dress a story waiting to be told. Long after Clara was gone, her legacy lived on in the dresses people kept tucked away in trunks and wardrobes, dresses that turned ordinary days into celebrations, garments that reminded them of the kindness at the heart of their village. And so, the story of the dressmaker continued, stitched into the fabric of the community, a testament to the quiet magic of generosity and love.